Hello, hello, hello. What's up, Game of Throners and YouTubers? It's Tuesday night, so you already know. One more time, it's time to get down the rabbit hole. And those going down with me, as they do every Tuesday night for that journey on our favorite show watch, is some of the best in the business. We got JD, Fandom D.Saint, and of course, the one and only Snafu_Z. What's good, Andy? What's happening tonight?
Oh man, it's a pretty good night. Just when I thought Game of Thrones couldn't do anything dumber, they put out this episode and totally redeemed themselves after last week. But yeah, I was pretty hyped about this episode, so I'm excited to talk about it. And after everybody introduces themselves, I'm going to give the rules to our game, which starts this coming week, our survival game. So be prepared for that. What's that, DJ?
Oh yeah. What's good, everybody in the chat? Thanks for being here. You already know, I guess some call it Tinfoil Tuesday. It's that time to make our way down the rabbit hole. I'm so glad you're here to take that journey with us. We got Shannon Thompson's out there, the comment imagination realm. What's good? Good to see everybody out there. Thanks for coming in. Everybody that makes their way through, we will any questions you have, let us know, but we're definitely ready to go deep. I as well loved it. What about you, Dragon? What'd you think? How you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good, DJ. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, it was a better episode than I expected. I was very, very intrigued and very happy with this episode. It's a build-up episode, but it's since season one probably the best build-up episode that Dan and Dave have ever done. So yeah, I was enjoying it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. So
ooh, I like it. What's up? Can we go 4 for 4? Is it gonna happen? There wasn't. I mean, people are saying no deaths, not bloody, not gory, no action. What's up, DBM Fandom D.Saint? David, tell us what you thought.
For starters, round of applause. DJ did an echo in his beginning opening. Like, this must be a sign because, hell, I do agree with Andy, JD. This was a hell of a good episode. We don't get like that many deaths or anything so far this first, few episodes, but damn, they packed a punch this damn episode.
Oh, we did lose one very important character this season. So I guess my Bale the Bard theory about Arya can't come true. Arya, or Winterfell's most precious flower, can no longer be plucked because it already has been plucked by my man Gendry. We got to give a shout out, R.I.P. to Arya's Maidenhead, the only death in this show. I mean, I can't even believe it. R.I.P.
Are you kidding?
The only death we got. What's up, Andy? What do you think about it? I know, I know you're ready to play the Deadpool game. What do you think?
All right. So here we go. For anybody that wasn't here or didn't make it to last week, here's how it's a survivor pool game, really. Since we only have 4 episodes, I think we should do main characters or even semi-main characters. Now, a semi-main character would not include the Hound. He's not a semi-main character as of currently, right? So anybody from importance from the Hound and below, they don't count in this. So I'm thinking, just your main people: Sansa, Jon, Bran, Daenerys, Cersei, Tyrion. But you can only so each week you pick a survivor. You can only pick that survivor one time, and if you pick a person to survive and they die, you're out of the game, right? Maybe if so many people go out in like the first week, we can have like a survivors pool of secondary characters. I don't know. But yeah. So you can't pick that person. You're out. That's pretty much it, right? Like, you're out if you pick someone that dies, and then you try to make it to the end. If you can make it to the end with all survivors. And yeah, I think you just got to think about it, right? Like, because some people you think probably aren't going to die. Like Cersei might be a smart one early because she's probably not going to die in this next episode, right? But she has a lot of potential later to die. So
I think somebody said episode 4.
yeah. So that's kind of the game. I think we'll pick like, maybe if a bunch of people win, I don't know, we can do something. I'll put in something. I'll put out a prize. I don't know what it is. It'll probably be something shit, but
I got a couple shirts that I've been given over the years that are still in plastic that are way too small for me. So if we need some prizes to give out, we could do something like that. Most people aren't 3Xs, so the extra larges and larges actually fit most people. So if we need some gifts, we can definitely make that happen. That won't be a problem at all. Won't be a problem at all. Got two of the greatest in the chat that just hit. We got Moni G. What's up? What's up? What's up? Good to see you. And my man Bubba Husky. Welcome, welcome. I was looking in the very first part of this, and I made that video about the opening scene, and I don't know if it was just me, but did it look like kind of some rotary saws were coming at the heart tree in Winterfell? What's up, BBM? Do you think that the heart tree is gonna fall?
It could fall, but I didn't see no rotary, whatever you damn saw, DJ. Were you drinking? Were you drinking before the 9th episode, man?
I haven't even started yet. But what about you, JD? Do you think there's any way that the heart tree falls this season?
The heart tree falls this season. Yeah, there's a possibility of the heart tree falling this season. If what we got from Bran is 100% correct, yeah, I could see the Night's King taking that tree out. It's a line of sight for Bran. So, yeah, I could see it. I don't know if it'll happen next episode, but it is possible.
And that's kind of my next thing. Like, Andy, if it does get taken out, does that hinder Bran? Does that, take away half his powers or all? Probably not all his powers, but does that, really hinder him, or is that a problem for him if something like that goes down?
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it's a problem if they fuck up the tree, but weren't they still able to use the stumps though? Like, don't the stumps count? As far as
I know Jaime fell asleep against a stump and it gave him some crazy dreams.
Yeah. So they still have some ability. I think it would hinder it, but yeah, I've been thinking more and more about Bran and his stuff about he's the memory of the world and shit. But so if he has it all in his head, maybe it doesn't matter. Like, it's there. He just uses the tree to access it. I don't know.
What do you think about? What do you mean about that? Because our man Urtash just made a video. If you guys haven't checked that out, get over there and check out Urtash's channel. He made a pretty cool video about some things like that. What were you thinking about that?
What about the memory
about Bran? Yeah, you think this is all just that's what this story is? It's just the memory of Bran.
Yeah, I think if he gets killed, right? So they kind of set up a situation where a reason why someone would be telling this story, or all these people would be telling their stories, right? If Bran tells them that the importance of the memories of the world, like keeping it, and it kind of builds into our own world, learn the past or you'll be doomed to repeat it or learn from it. And if the three-eyed raven no longer exists, then the books are the memory of the world. And it's almost like a burning of Alexandria. If you can kill Bran with fire, it's like a whole thing of the burning of the Library of Alexandria, just in a different form. Like, we've been thinking, what's it called? But it could just be Bran dying that way.
Huh. All right.
I don't know. I'm just going all kinds of crazy.
I like it. So speaking of Bran dying and humans dying, JD, I see the comment in the chat says, this is their major concern. If the whites pick up the obsidian weapons and stab living people in the heart, do they become others like the Night King? Good question.
No, I don't believe so. I believe that was the magic through the children of the forest. Why does that even matter? All he has to do is have his guys kill you and he goes, whoosh, and you're resurrected anyway. I don't think that has anything to do with it. That was all magic through the children of the forest. If it was a concern, we would have been shown that earlier. What we were shown was the Night's King holding a baby and going, and touching it and transferring his magic into the baby and his life force. I don't think the obsidian has anything to do with anything besides killing whites and White Walkers. That's the only thing it's good for.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm with you 100%. BBM fandom D.Saint. The imagination realm would like to know what Bran told Tyrion. And since you are our number one Lannister lover, what ideas you got floating around on that?
At this point, he did ask him like how you got here. So if anything, he may tell him about the whole thing, you know, through Raven teaching him like what he has to do, what he has to like know. And for all we know, like Tyrion asks him, "Yo, what the hell did Podrick do back in King's Landing like those years ago?" Maybe he told him. But it would be interesting if he did tell him about Jon, that you know he is actually an heir to the Iron Throne, just in case if like Danny or Jon doesn't even like bring it up post this episode. Let's see if they survive.
Oh, I had one more thing. What's that, DJ? No, I have one more thing.
Go ahead, Andy.
I just want to say something about Bran. Bran keeps telling people he's the three-eyed raven, and nobody fucking knows what it is. You think the guy with all the memories of the world would remember that the last person he told that to had no idea what he's talking about? Or when he says, "I'm not really Bran." Like, he could say, you know, I basically inherited this power. I can see everything that's ever happened. And a person is built on their memories. We're all just a collection of memories in physical form, and that's what makes a person. So I am no longer Bran because I can remember everything. So I'm no longer the little kid. I don't have that. You know, there's got to be a better way to explain it than like I'm the three-eyed raven and I'm not really Bran anymore. That's the thing that keeps annoying me about him.
No one is asking the right questions, Andy. Even then, it's like I just don't know if to listen to like one person's stream earlier. Like if John said to Danny, like, "Oh, in this cave, like you know, the children of forest and men like work together like to fight the Night King and thing." Why isn't Bran telling them how and what happened during that fight and what can and cannot work besides the whole dragon fire thing? It's ridiculous.
Well,
Yeah.
about the dragon fire, he's not sure, and he's already said like they've asked him certain things, and he's like, "I don't know. No one's ever tried that." So, and who was it? Someone up here, the Night King podcast Winterfell thinks the Night King is different from the White Walkers he creates. He's got the magic of the children, not just the obsidian. I do believe it, but we also know that what we do know is that the children of the forest do wield magic, and we know that the Night King wields magic. So I would still agree that not just anybody can pick that up and make that happen. Yeah, there is, you know, something to do with the obsidian, but I don't think anybody just could pick it up, shove it in somebody's heart, and create a White Walker or another. I don't think that's possible. JD, if Jaime had shown up at Winterfell with his army, would he have had to stand that trial?
If I can get my computer on mute, would he have stood that trial? Yeah, he'd have stood that trial. Well, your army's still going to be sitting outside. I mean, they're not going to be in there. They're still. He wasn't like in chains or in shackles or taken prisoner. That trial still would have happened, whether he brought an army or not. I do believe in my heart that that trial would have still happened because he had a lot to answer for. Like, I mean, yeah, you have an army at your gates, but we have an army too. So you're going to answer our questions and see if we trust you or not. So here's what we got to know. You know, and that was exactly what they did anyway, even with an army not at his back.
Huh. What's our number one Lannister lover think about that? Does Jaime stand trial with an army at his back if he's sitting out there and he brought, 20,000 troops with him?
I 100% agree with JD. What the first two episodes have told us, people don't care about the White Walkers coming. They care about their own personal problems and interests. They're definitely going to put that guy on trial, regardless if he brought an army with him.
All right.
That's why Danny can't be trusted. I totally forgot about like last week. Well, I didn't forget like the end of last week or where John figures out, he's Targaryen, right? I didn't even put that together. That's why he walked out of the room like so quick and didn't talk to Danny. I thought he was like losing his fucking mind. Like, there are White Walkers coming. Why? Someone came to help. Why? I even told my wife, I was like, if I was John, I would be losing my shit right now. And
That would be too practical.
I would be like, what the fuck are we doing? We have someone here with the Valyrian steel. I killed one with a Valyrian steel sword. I know that works. Stop it. Like, he's going to come help us. If he doesn't, at least he's on the front lines. And, like, stop. I would be more worried about Tyrion in his secret meeting. 2 secret meetings now. One with Bran and one with Cersei.
So then do you think Dany's being petty and looking at the wrong things by putting – I mean, she just saw Jaime at the dragon pit and had nothing to say about any of this, and now all of a sudden she's just going to freak out and have all these big issues. Like,
yeah, that's why I think she can't be trusted. Like, you told this person, okay, we need your help to come up here. And they're like, okay, we're going to send our army. And then a person comes up and they're being put on trial for it. Well, he came up to help.
Yeah, but
you asked.
Here's the thing about that whole situation. When they were at the dragon pit, everything was under a banner of peace. It was all to discuss the White Walkers. It was nothing to do with Jaime being on trial. So I think that's why it was never brought up at that certain time and situation. Now that he's in the north, then they've got the right to asking those questions. But I think at that point in time, it was under a peace treaty, so there was no ifs, ands, buts, or anything about it. Like, they didn't even ask Dany anything about her coming over.
Yeah, but she asked them up under a peace treaty. We're not. Why would Cersei then send her whole army up if they're going to get put on trial by going up north? Right?
They know they're going to get put on trial.
Well, so that's why Dany can't be trusted. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I think to me, that's actually not a bad move. I mean, why piss her off? For me, like, I'm looking at that situation. If I'm a ruler and I have to go in there and explain what's coming to kill you, I'm going to explain what's coming to kill you, and I'm going to leave. I'm not going to bicker and whine and piss and moan at you about certain situations. Now, if you come to my home and I have the opportunity to talk to you about it, then why not?
Well, because you asked for help. Someone came up to help, and now you're putting them on trial. They're just doing what you asked them to. That's what I'm saying. And then, she can't be trusted, right? If she's going to put the petty stuff before that's why she can't be trusted. And I would never trust her ever as a ruler after that. I would be like, no, she cannot be queen because she asked these people to come under a guise of peace. We're going to work together. And now she's actually thinking about coming or killing the person that came to help them that she requested. They came to help.
Yeah, I don't think he was going to get killed no matter what that situation. I don't think he ever would have died.
Well, it's Dany. I don't know. She killed Dickon.
But this time you got Dany and Sansa.
Dickon is because Dickon stood beside his father. If Dickon wouldn't have stood beside his father, Dickon wouldn't have died.
Yeah, and Jaime said, I don't regret anything. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't trust Dany. I don't trust her.
Yeah, but I wouldn't trust 3/4 of the people in that fucking world.
Oh, you can trust Dany. I agree with, I believe it was Shannon Thompson who said that they're just trying to set Dany up to make her look bad, and then she's going to come back. I'm getting ready to make a video about this whole thing. Absolutely about that. Yep, they're setting her up just to bring her around and Misa, the whole thing. Absolutely.
So, DJ, you think that they're going to bring her around, then, like, why did when Sansa asks, oh, so what's going to be about the North's independence? And she just, stopped touching her hand and is like, well, going to give an answer. So, like, why didn't she just say, you know what, keep your independence? Like, she didn't care about the North.
Because
she told John.
She's not worried about it. She's like, it's like she was saying. She's like, I didn't care about any of this. I was sitting there getting ready to go take my throne that I've been waiting for my entire life. I stopped everything and put everything on hold to come save your ass. And if you don't quit being such a bitch, we're about to have some issues. I got 2 dragons. Take off the bitch face or there's going to be some problems. And that's what she was talking about. It's like, that's when she was talking about John last week. It's like, we ain't got to be friends, but I am her queen. And it's lucky that she got interrupted right then and there.
You say she has 2 dragons. She doesn't know it right now, but she only has 1 dragon right now.
Yeah,
she only has 1 dragon.
She lost the dragon to John.
By someone else. So, like, it's been warged already, so it ain't her dragon no more.
Is there any way whatsoever that switches up and there's any way that he disowns like Dany and picks John as his new rider, being like the number one like true King Targaryen, or does he just
No.
stay with Mama Dragon the whole time?
If you look at it, well, when a rider in history of Westeros, when a rider becomes attached to a dragon, he's attached to that dragon, and that dragon's attached to him till he dies. So Dany would literally have to die for Jon to take over Drogon, I think.
Huh. You
I
think
agree.
that would happen? You think he would leave Rhaegal even if Dany dies? You think he would leave Rhaegal and take over the bigger dragon?
No.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
I don't
No,
know.
He'd stick with Rhaegal.
That'd be like if Grey Wind died, like
Switching ghosts.
yeah, he's like, oh, come on, Ghost, come down here. I need a new one to battle with me. Like that. I think that's the best way to probably explain it.
Speaking of, Phantom D.Saint, what's up? We actually got a ghost sighting this episode. We got some dire wolf action. I didn't need a howl. I didn't need a word. I just needed to see a ghost. What's up?
JD said it best in his video. We saw a ghost. Now he's going to die. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone is like, where is Ghost? Free Ghost. Now he's dead.
No, that just can't happen. That's
So
not gonna happen.
I read an interview with Dan and Dave right at the beginning before the season dropped, and they asked, like, why don't we see more direwolves? It's more expensive for them to put the direwolves in scenes than it is for dragons, because dragons are all CGI. The direwolf, they actually have a wolf there, and then they have to keep it doing whatever, and then they CGI around it. It actually costs some more money, so that's why we don't see them. Unfortunately, every time there's a direwolf on scene, direwolf dies. I read something about Ghost is supposed to do some really cool things this season. Well, I hope he doesn't die in the process, but I got a really bad feeling he's going to die in the process.
We don't need any more direwolves dying. That's all I'm saying. What's up, Andy? Is there any way that we get some Ghost on Nymeria action and get some direwolf pups by the end of this season?
Maybe. I mean, in the books, it does mention that, like, how Nymeria won't let any wolf mount her and shit. Maybe she just needs a brother. I don't know. That close bond Ghost and Nymeria would have because they're warged by the two people with the close bonds. I doubt it. I mean, I highly doubt it, but it would be cool. But I just don't think we're having any happy endings like that. Ain't nothing happy happening that way.
You don't think there's like kind of like, all the moms keep like Tyrion and Dany's and Jon's moms all died, but they made it. You don't think that there's maybe like Nymeria ends up dying, but right before she dies, she has a litter that's still suckling up because she just popped off a litter right before she died?
No, that ain't her.
That's not that is her. We just found out.
No, not Nymeria. Like that wouldn't be a way that she would want to go out. Like as a mother, she's a warrior. So I just don't think it would go down like that. But maybe it does. I don't know. I'm just some idiot on the internet.
I don't know. What do you think, BBM? Do you think if Dany or if they make it through all this, do you think Tyrion lasts as Dany's hand, or does Jorah or Varys take over, or somebody else?
No, I still see Tyrion still as the hand, because the way how she was like, no, you don't stay out there like in the battlefield, like flying the whites and stuff. Which even then, I'm like, why on earth would freaking Tyrion even fight? He's not a good fighter. Like, granted, have like every like man, woman, or even child if they're able to like hold a weapon, but at the same time, I'm like, no, because if they actually end up dying, being fodder as they are, it's like that's just more of an army and help for like the army of the dead. So I just see that just by her saying no, go to crypt is so useful. He's still going to be the hand at this point, because hands be making mistakes time and time again, but they're still around. So until death at this point, until death.
Speaking of being useful and getting down to the crypts, I almost shed a damn tear when that little girl came up and said, I want to battle. Which way should I go? And Davos is like, which way do you want to go? Oh my God. She's like, my brothers were soldiers. I want to. Let me talk to the two men on the panel that have daughters in their life. We'll start with Snafu. What happened in that scene?
Oh man, that was a legit thing. Like as soon as he saw her, the best was like the guy right before her was like, I'm not a soldier, right? And so, Davos had to convince that dude, but the little girl, she's like, yeah, I want to fight, whatever. Man, that was a good scene. My wife's like, why do they spend so much time on that? I'm like, do you even watch the show? Like, what are we doing? Like, what? I'm like, she looks just like Stannis' daughter. And then she's like, why is that important? I'm like, oh my God, I can't even with you. So I lose on my wife. And like, it's touches my heart. And there's a little warrior girl out there. She wants to do everything she can. I can only hope that my daughter will be so selfless, but who knows?
Oh, I didn't think you could be any more of a little warrior than my little she-bear, but oh my God, JD, what did that scene do to you?
Well, it was, I started laughing because like you turned and looked at her. I'm like, holy shit, Shireen, But that was a cool little nod. And I agree with Andy when the guy before was like, well, we're not warriors, we don't fight, and blah blah blah. Davos was like, really? I've been through 2 wars. You'll make it. You'll live. It's fine. Go get some weapons. And then that little girl could, I want to fight. And then, the whole Gilly's like, I'd feel better. Gilly pulled the perfect mother role of, I would feel better if you were down there protecting me and my son. That was a perfect little line to make her choose, because I know Davos in the back of his mind's going, I'm going to have to throw this little girl in the crypt.
I mean, all the way down to like the marked up face and just the little warrior heart. And I mean, my God, it was just like, I thought Davos was just going to fall over and die right there, dude. I thought it's over. And then you see like little girls like her, and we hear like what little Lyanna Mormont was saying to her uncle. Jorah was like, take your ass down to the crypt. She's like, oh no, I'm fighting. You can't tell me what to do. And then we already know like grown-ass men like Varys are going to be sitting in the crypts. What do we think about that, fandom?
I see that one, Lyanna's gonna die, and probably Jorah's gonna want to like cut her down. Like, just saying, I'm just like, I don't see her fight really that much. Even like in the Battle of the Bastards, when she was like with the Parliament thing, at one point I was like, wait a minute, is she actually gonna go fight in the Battle of the Bastards 1 second? Is she gonna die? Like, no, she didn't. But now just seeing this, I'm just like, damn. People like Lyanna, this little girl is like ready to fight, and other people like Varys, and even like the guy we talked about earlier, he's just like worried. It's like, damn, just damn.
What do you think about that snafu about Varys not fighting, going to be sitting down there in the crypts?
I would like to say like everybody should fight, but you learn that some people really shouldn't. Like some people, you would think having more people there is a good strategy because maybe they can kill one, but in all likelihood that person's not even going to kill anybody, and they're just going to die and become a warrior for the other team and probably kill more of your men in the process than if that person wasn't down there. Now, they're cowardly, I'm sure. Like people look down on them, but like soldiers also take that with pride, right? That there's people not actually doing this thing, and it gives them pride in their work. So the mental boost probably helps them as well. So you have to think about that stuff strategically. It's probably better to keep people off the battlefield that are going to get 0 kills before they die.
Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense. But boy, you see these little girls out there trying to get down, and they're just like, oh my goodness. What's up? We got a few more in the chat. Welcome, Mandolin 523. Jenny at Coldstone's just hit the house. Welcome, welcome. We got the one and only one true David Adams just hit the chat. Welcome. I see a new one I've never seen before. Lucky L13. Good to see you. Welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole. This is what we do each and every Tuesday night. And speaking of just doing it each and every Tuesday and this thing coming into an end, fandom, are we ever going to hear what the Flames said to Varys before this is over?
If the Whites end up going inside the crypts, and that'll be like possibly like what Varys heard within the Flames. But if not that, then possibly later down the line, he's gonna end up saying or doing something that's gonna cause Dany like to kill him. That's how I see it. I think he pretty much was told how he was going to die. And that's what's pretty much been spooking him his entire life. And that's what he's been trying to avoid. But it's inevitable, according to Melisandre, that he's going to end up dying.
So do you think he already understands it? He already knows what those Flames said?
He knows. He
Nice.
knows.
What about you, Dragon? You agree with that?
That he heard his death?
Do you think that he knows what those flames said, Andy, or not? Do you think that we're going to hear what those flames said by the end of this season?
We will never hear what the flames said. Ever. I don't even think we'll hear it in the books, tell you the truth. No, I don't think we'll ever know what the flames told him. But not him. They weren't even talking to him. They were talking to the freaking priest that cut off his balls in the first place. So whatever answers he was looking for is the answers he got. Now, could that be the look at how Garrett or how Varys is looking at this situation? Possible, but I don't think we'll ever know exactly 100% what he actually got told.
Well, speaking of flames, my man One True David Adams is out there in the chat, and he must be lighting big flames and smoking something, because he just said the little girl is Mel. Take that for some tinfoil. And that is some off-the-charts tinfoil right there. That it would be
That would be awesome.
that would be amazing. Are you kidding me? Coming in, talking to Davos, breaking his heart, coming in looking like Shireen, and then finding out that that was actually Melisandre. That would be off the Richter scales. That would be so sick.
Yeah, but how, how bad would he want to kill her after finding out that, oh, you manipulated me with knowing how I felt about Shireen?
Yo,
that's pretty
tinfoil.
good tinfoil too. That's pretty good.
What's up, JD? Any way in hell that happens? Oh, that'd be so sweet.
Wait, repeat the question.
That little girl that just melted all our hearts that wanted to go be a soldier was actually Melisandre, just glamored.
Nah, I don't believe that. Not one bit. It would be Davos's ruin. It really would be Davos's ruin, but I don't believe it's Melisandre. I believe it's literally just a little girl from the north.
Fandom, when Bran was talking to Jamie and Jamie said, "What about after?" and Bran straight looked him in the eyes and said, "How do you know there is an after?" Was he talking about maybe just Jamie dying in the war, or was he talking about everybody dying?
For me, a lot of people keep on saying that, Bran can see the future. So far, the show hasn't confirmed he can actually see the future yet. But I think he's just making a prediction. It's like, well, how do we know? Like, you can die, I can die. So, what's the point of even thinking about the future when we should be thinking about right now, which is the Night King? So, no, I don't think he knows.
Huh. You agree with that, Andy?
Maybe. I think he has the ability to see the future. He might not be able to use it yet. And that's what Blood Raven was saying, that he didn't get to teach him everything. And that's probably one of the things, that he didn't have time to teach him. So, because if he can, Bran obviously can go through to a time that he wants. He knows how to do that. Basically everything, he can access all the memories. So what else does he need to do besides going in the future? I don't know. Maybe Blood Raven has a lot of abilities. Oh, but Blood Raven probably does, right? If we assume that Blood Raven sent the dire wolves and everything, he must have known they were necessary, right? So I think that the three-eyed Raven has to have some ability to see the future. Bran might just not know how to use it yet, but I think he definitely has the ability.
I can't even remember, has Blood Raven actually called himself the Three-Eyed Raven? I mean, I know the first time Bran asked him, "Are you the Three-Eyed Raven?" he said, "I've been called many things." But has he actually ever confirmed that he is the Three-Eyed Raven?
I think Bran calls himself that.
Love it.
But no, Bran is the Three-Eyed Raven. I don't know if he called himself the Three-Eyed Raven or if he actually was, but Jojen says it was Bran the whole time, right?
Right.
That was you. That's you. So, but that might just be Jojen's way of looking at the world. Time is irrelevant. You are what you are throughout time. What you're going to be, you have always been. And so maybe it's a metaphorical thing like that. Or maybe Blood Raven never had the power of a Three-Eyed Raven does. But the fact that the Night King was going after him, you would assume that he is the Three-Eyed Raven. But
Maybe, yeah. I'm not sure that he is 100%. Lucky L13 BBM wants to know: is Bran the Night King?
I say no. He's not the Night King at this point because I still think that he can't see the future. But who knows? It's possible. And until he hasn't unlocked it, because when Sam asked him, like, what is a three-eyed raven? He says, I see what's happening and I see the past. He never says, well, I can see the future. But I don't know. If he actually ends up being freaking Bran from the future or whatever, like, I don't want to be like, DC Universe, the Flash type thing with the whole timeline, this and that, or even Westworld while we're at it. Just leave it simple.
Well, speaking of the past, I think we're gonna dip into some House Tully and do a shout from my man Blackfish dying off screen. Maybe he'll come back and do battle. But what about you, JD? What do you think about all this?
About Bran being the Night's King? No.
Absolutely.
No, I don't believe Bran's the Night's King. I believe the Night's King is a Stark, but a Stark from the past. But he's not Bran. And I think his whole revenge, like, when Bran's like, he's coming after me, I think that has to do with whoever the three-eyed raven was at that point in time is the reason the Night's King was created. He's the one that showed the children of the forest the magic to create the Night's King. Now the Night's King revenge is to just erase everything. But as far as Bran being the Night's King, no, I don't believe it.
What's up, Andy? I think we nailed it pretty much spot on when we were talking about that sign that the Night's King puts on. I don't think it's anything more than a continuous spiral taking over the world, basically. Like, it's the kind of sign that just gets bigger and bigger as it goes, and that's just like his tide. That's just him wanting to take over the world and kill everything. I mean, like they basically said in this episode. What do you think about that, Andy?
like just a consumption sign.
Yeah, basically, like like the Dothraki and how the white grass the ghost grass is going to take over the world. It's basically just that prophecy trying to come true.
Yeah. I mean, it could be. I saw something, I forget whose it was. They were talking about that it's kind of it's like the sign of the children of the forest, but something they used frequently. So like the Night King's doing it to like desecrate it. I forget where I saw it at, but someone said that he's doing that like mockingly. It would be like someone destroying churches and stuff if you took over their city and mocking their way of life.
Right. Lucky L13 is saying because only Targaryens can ride dragons, and a lot of people are trying to answer that by saying that the Night's King's just using his magic, or that Viserion's not really a dragon anymore. He's just basically a raised white, so he's kind of a zombie. So yeah, you can explain it off, but I'm more and more in that camp my damn self. I'm like, only Targaryens can ride dragons, and he is riding a dragon. Like he was waiting for this dragon to come.
Relax. It's not a living dragon. It is a dead dragon brought back to life by the Night's King. So yes, he can ride a fucking dragon that he brought back to life. It's his magic.
I agree with
in that sense, isn't he like riding himself because it's all a hive mind? So there you go.
He's commanding it.
Yeah, do you think when you were talking earlier about like when turning people with a touch, like it would be beneficial if like those people could turn people with dragon glass? I didn't talk about that earlier, but then basically it's like the Night's King is a wireless router, and like all the other ones are like just range extenders, and they're just making more range extenders. You know what I mean? So he can control more and more stuff because he can expand it. He just keeps expanding his thing. So so what that has to do with this is like he's just controlling things. They don't have any say in it. Like a dragon can't say, no, you can't ride me because it's dead. Like, so he can control it. He's working it.
Right. No, like I said, it's easily enough explained off. Like I say, it's just down to those brass facts. Only Targaryens can ride dragons. But yeah, is it a living dragon? No, but It's still dragging. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Tyrion and Jaime were talking BBM, and Tyrion asked Jaime, was Cersei lying about the baby too? And Jaime said, no, that much is true. Is it? Is Cersei pregnant?
Of course, she is pregnant. I've been saying that since last season. People like T-Baby is like, nah, fandom, nah, she lying. It's just like that movie Norbit. No, she pregnant, man. Jamie doesn't want to go and pay child support, not knowing that the goddamn baby's not his now. Like, for all we know, he went to Kyber and it was like, yo, are you serious? She's actually pregnant? No, I think she's pregnant.
You agree
And
with that,
probably
JD?
lost it.
She was pregnant. That I will say. She
There we
was
go.
pregnant. Is she pregnant now? If she was, I don't think they knew about, that whole thing, Tyrion and her having a glass of wine and she refuses it, and Tyrion's like, oh, you're pregnant. They didn't have that technology to know that alcohol would harm a kid. I mean, fuck people, us, United States, America, drink alcohol till what, the 70s or 80s, when they're like, oh, that's bad for your kid. So back then that wasn't really a confirmed thing, but she is sitting there drinking a glass of wine. So is she pregnant? I don't know, but the look on her face when Euron put his hand on her belly and she kind of like frowned seems to me like she did something. And because Jaime left, I think the whole reason she got pregnant was to try and keep Jaime around, and it didn't work. So I'm wondering if she didn't drink some moon tea and off with the baby.
Huh. Andy, what about you? You think she's pregnant? And after that, do you think Qyburn has figured out something? Like, we saw that he kind of took that arm and kind of kept it. Do you think he's figured out something about these whites that we don't know about yet?
Oh, I think he for sure is researching them. It's likely that he's might have found like another way. Maybe the dragonfire, like he's probably sees if he can kill it with dragonfire. I think that, but then again, that one's already dead, so the hand shouldn't be doing nothing anymore, right? But I already explained last week that I think she kind of moon teed herself, and she's not pregnant anymore, and that Tyrion knew she was pregnant because of no wine, so it's already acknowledged in the show that that they know about the ill effects of alcohol on babies. So it's already established.
Yeah, we got the Imagination Realm saying that she saw an article that the showrunners thought it was a good way to let the audience know that she was preggers with the drinking. So they're trying to act like at least that we're supposed to know that drinking and being pregnant goes hand in hand. Fandom, do you think, I like that part when Tyrion looked Jaime right in his eye and kind of laid a hard truth on him, and when Jaime was trying to say, oh, she fooled me more than anyone, and Tyrion just looked him cold in his eye and she's like, she never fooled you. She's like, you knew exactly what she was and you loved her anyway. How ruthless was that, BBM? Do you agree with all that? Was that a little harsh?
That was just a hard pill to swallow. Like, Jamie knew, but he was like, maybe she did fool him. But it's like, nah, he knew. He knew from the get-go. I'm sorry. Even I know. Cersei be doing crazy shit. But I'm still rolling with them.
JD, there was an awful lot of Tyrion dead talk in this episode. And then the kind of nail in the coffin when he said, when him and Jaime were talking, and he's like, if I do die, maybe I'll march down to King's Landing and tear Cersei apart. Is my man Little T, I mean, is that pretty much his death warrant signed?
Nah, I don't. No, he's one of the ones I actually believe makes it to the end. I've believed that since I've read the first book. I thought when he said that line, I might march down to King's Landing and choke Cersei with my own two hands. That was a nod to the book readers of the Valonqar prophecies that we never actually hear in the show. That's all that was, of where we hear you, we missed a lot of things. So here's a little, just kind of like the Golden Company crap that they threw in here. We hear you, here's a little, and that's all they're going to do. I still don't think Tyrion's going to be the one that kills her, but he will make it to the end.
What do you think, Herman? What do you think Tyrion and Bran talked about?
I think Tyrion and Bran talked about Bran's journey from when he last seen Tyrion till now, like what he went through, the whole 9 yards. And I think Tyrion soaked a lot of that up, because the one thing we know about Tyrion is he learns from information, and he likes information. And to have that type of information is a huge key for Tyrion. And it's a huge key if he stays handed the queen to Dany.
I like that.
Bro.
Jamie was. What was that?
I think he's going to use that information nefariously. Like, he's been getting put down over and over again by everybody around him. Like, oh, I thought you were so smart. You turned out to be just an idiot like everybody else. Then that's been a reoccurring theme the 2 episodes now. Now, you think he's not going to take this information and kind of show everybody how smart he is? Not necessarily for her benefit. For his own benefit. He might not stay Dany's hand the whole time. He might revert back to Cersei. And I want to say something about, just real quick, about what you said to BBM. Jamie only knew Cersei what she really was in the show. He's an idiot in the book. And since you get his POV, you understand that he has no idea what she's thinking and that how bad of a person she is.
Well, not until the end when she calls for his help. I mean, when he's off with Sir Ilan Payne off on the trek through the Riverlands, he's figured it out. And when she sends that cry for help, he just takes the letter and throws it in the fire. So he's figured it out. And when he's going around saying, and Moon Boy for all I know, like when he's going Kettle Black and this and that, and like he knows, he's like Lancel and Kettle Black and Moon Boy for all I know. He's figuring it out. Like that's him figuring it out on his journey right there.
Yeah, but he was literally told that by Tyrion. So he's convincing himself for the whole half of Feast for Crows. For the first half of it, he doesn't believe it. So he's like, he was just messing with me. He was angry. Like he doesn't believe it. So that's what I'm saying. Like he didn't know Cersei for who she really is in the book. But I'm kind of bringing shit in. Being a book snob, my bad.
Julian Coldstone says, I've been saying that he's going to use the information and do something that everyone hates, but saves the realm and gets put on trial for it. What do you think about that, fandom? Is Tyrion going to do something that everybody's going to hate, but then end up making it in the end and getting screwed and getting put back on trial like he was once before?
No, I don't think Tyrion's gonna get back on trial. If anything, just like what I'm kind of agreeing with Andy here. It's like maybe he like went to Bran to tell him what the hell has Cersei been planning. So if they even actually survive, they're pretty much like already ready for like the Golden Company. And maybe for we know, he knows like Bronn is on his way to go kill him and Jaime if they happen to like survive. So maybe he can try to like sweet talking Bronn.
Speaking of killing him and going down, do you think Jaime was just talking to Brienne and was saying, how good Pod's gotten and, like a proud mother, she's just looking on saying, oh, he's got a lot to learn. And Jaime was like, oh, I'm sure you'll teach him. And I mean, they're just going on and on about that. But then when he said that, Brienne kind of gave him a weird look. Was that pretty much Pod's death sentence? Basically, he's for sure going down. Like next episode, probably.
Like, wait, hold up. Was it supposed to be JD talking? Or was it just...
I'm asking you, fandom, just because
okay.
Because it was Jaime and Brienne talking. Do you think when he said that and Brienne kind of gave that look, was that kind of the nod to...
Oh, yeah, Pod's dying. If Brienne is not dying next episode, then it's Podrick. And the way how in Game of Thrones fashion, how they just hyped up Brienne this episode, she truly might just end up dying. But I wish she doesn't, for my sake. So, if anything, Podrick maybe end up dying.
Nice. Dragon, was it important for Dany to see Theon come back and want to fight for Sansa and Winterfell like that? Kind of like the Dothraki and the Unsullied wanted to do for her, just out of love and not because he had to?
Well, Jorah told her before they ever came over to the Seven Kingdoms, to Westeros, that you got to realize that houses fight for houses. They don't fight for rulers. And that was a proven fact when Theon came in, knelt to Dany, called her my queen, and then looked at Sansa and said, I'm here to fight for you and your house. Let me help you. And Dany went, oh shit. And she's realizing real quick that Westeros isn't just going to fall into rule because she's a Targaryen. It ain't going to happen. She's got to gain the trust of these houses. And if she don't do that, she's in a lot of fucking trouble. Her biggest key right now is having Jon by her side. So, or Aegon. He's now Aegon. He told her the fucking truth. We'll just call him by his goddamn name. His name is Aegon. So with Aegon being by her side, him being a Stark and a Targaryen, and also the Warden of the North till he hands that power over to freaking Sansa. She's got that key, but she better not fuck it up.
But I mean, she already knows. I mean, that's how she got the Unsullied in the Dothraki. She didn't do it because they had to or because she was a house. They did it out of love.
Oh, no. She got the Unsullied by burning the Masters alive, and that's how she got their love. And the only reason the Dothraki stepped in line is because fucking she burnt down the House of the Elders, and then the fucking Drogon. If she wouldn't have had
Drogon, but still, I mean, they didn't have to. Like, she dropped the whip, and she's like, "If you want to go on your way, be on your merry way."
Let me put it this way: if you are at your camp and you believe this woman is going to die, and she's, engaging against the elders and disrespecting, and the call at the point in time called her into a fucking meeting, and the next thing you know, she comes out of a building that's burning and everybody else is dead. Are you really going to walk away from that chick? I'm not.
Probably rapid. Yeah, probably real quick.
I don't know. I'd probably be like, I'm probably going to fight with this woman because she's pretty much indestructible. So, all right, let's go. And the Unsullied, the reason they follow her is because she freed him.
Nice. What's up, Andy? You believe what you agree with all that?
For the most part, I've been liking Dany less and less. I used to be a big Dany defender, but man, I get it. You're cold, but it seems like she has a lot of talk about breaking the wheel, but when she's talking to people, all she's saying is that she wants to be on top of the wheel. Like, all her shit's just about her being on top of the wheel, like she said, crushing everybody below her. And then your question to BBM, I kind of feel like that was like when Jamie was talking to Brienne about Pod, he was actually talking about himself, right? Like, he's improved as a person, but he's not there. Like, he's got a long way to go. That was kind of like a subversive way of talking about Jamie. That whole conversation, if you take Pod out of it and you just talk about Jamie as an honorable person, like, as a good person, it makes perfect sense as well. But Pod was a beast with that sword against those people.
Speaking of beast, yeah, he was crushing it. But speaking of beast, we got Phoenix Rising upset that none of these animals are being outfitted with armor. What's up, Dragon? Are we going to get some armor on any of these animals, or are they just going to have to run bareback?
If they're not armoring them up right now, they're not going to. So what you see is what you're probably going to get. I don't think these horses are going to have any armor on them.
It's just not going down like that. What's up, fandom? D.Saint? Is Gilly's preggers? She was looking a little large to me. I don't know if it was just kind of the way they outfitted her or what, but is Gilly preggers?
Sam is smashing those cheeks from Hotel to damn Winterfell, man. Like, she does see it a little bigger, so it's like, I don't know. But then again, I don't know if the actress was pregnant recently, so maybe that could have been it. Like, I don't know.
Could have been it. What's up, Andy? Is there any way we're getting a second little baby Sam coming down the pipes?
I was thinking the same thing, but it looked like they were kind of trying to hide it. So to me, I think like maybe the actress was pregnant in real life, and it was one of those situations where they're trying to hide it. But yeah, I got another question about the battle. You were talking about people with armor on. Do you think they're going to have people in the battle that don't actually have swords, but they're running around with fire, like oil and fire, and anytime one of their people go down, they douse them with oil and burn them? They got to have some plan for that everybody's going to die, is going to turn to the other side. You have to have some way to deal with that, right?
Absolutely, absolutely do we do. What's up? We just got 2 superstars that hit the chat. What's up, LMR, Living My Rhapsody, and the one and only Bridge 4 just hit the chat. Welcome, welcome. What's up? You do really need a backup plan for that, JD. What do you think's going to happen? Are they going to get one? Because we saw the Unsullied run across that bridge and then like pull the thing. So I think they're definitely obviously going to have fire. They're going to be able to light that. And when the people run across it, they're going to kill that bridge, and that's going to bring them in. But what about, the people, their own people that get lit? Are they going to have a backup plan for when they get turned?
This is going to be a 101 bad writing of Dan and Dave, and no, there will not be a backup plan.
No.
There will not be one. There should be. John should know this. John should be like, hey, this fucker can resurrect the dead, so if you see somebody die, light them on fire. Unless they have a plan of if you see your brother go down and you have a chance, stab him in the heart with obsidian, dagger, or spear. I think we're going to get bad writing 101, and that's going to get left wide open, and the Knights King's army is going to grow.
Oh, I don't like that. Bridge 4 says, hopefully not a second Little Sam, hopefully a little Sandra, so that Little Sam can have an incest lover in a couple decades. Hashtag family traditions. What do you think about that, BBM? Oh, hell yeah. He's like speechless.
I can't.
I just can't. Oh, what's up then? I want something a little easier. It looks like Little Sam is finally starting to grow a little bit. Is he, or is that like a Knights King Craster stunted? What's going on? Is Little Sam finally starting to grow, fandom?
It seems like it at this point. I just hopefully the dude can say something at the end of it. Maybe if the whites are like, about to breach the crypt, he says something for the first time. Maybe that could be like his first words or something. But I don't know. That'll be something if the whites end up killing baby Sam. But I don't think like HBO will actually kill a baby at this point. Like they'll kill a little kid, but a baby now? Like, that'll be something if they actually do end up like they're killing baby Sam.
I don't know, Andy. What do you think? Is there any way that Bran's wrong and the Night King isn't there for him at all? He's actually there for little baby Sam to get his brother back?
Yeah, that's certainly a possibility. Like if Bran only knows what he's told about that. Imagine he's seen that the Night King is he's been trying to get there to kill him. We don't know what he's seen exactly. Maybe he's not even trying to kill Bran. Like, how does he know his motives? That's my question. You don't know the motives of people that are right in front of you. So how do you know the Night King's motive? Just by watching him get turned into, never mind. I guess if you go by the Children of the Forest explanation, like, oh, he was a created weapon to kill all of mankind, that makes sense. But then why is he killing Children of the Forest?
That's true. JD, do you think answer that and then to tell me, do you think that there's any chance that Little Sam gets turned? That the Night King turns Little Sam?
Does the Night King turn Little Sam? I don't think there's a big connection. Like everybody's like, oh, he's going after Little Sam. That's his plan. His plan is to get Little Sam. That's the Night King's plan. I don't think so. The Night King plan is just to wipe mankind off the face of the fucking planet. That was his original mission. Like Andy just said, the Children of the Forest created a virus to wipe out mankind, and then they went, oh shit, we can't stop this virus. And it continued to spread, and then and then the children flipped sides, and that's, we didn't want to kill everybody,
right?
But this is what's going to happen. So that's why they flip-flopped. Damn, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh no, so, happens all the time.
But no, I don't believe the Night King's driven by one child. To me, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. It really doesn't make any sense to me at all.
All right.
To be driven by a child.
All right, we'll try to remember what you were just thinking. Fandom, do you think there's any way that, like, if the Night King wants to wipe everybody else out, does Little Sam get a pass and maybe he turns Little Sam into a fellow other and kills everybody else, but Little Sam maybe gets a pass? Is there any way that goes down?
Hell no, there ain't no goddamn passes. He's killing Little Sam regardless. He had a chance, but nope. Sam wouldn't allow it. He killed that White Walker. Now Night King is like, you know what? Kill them all.
What's up, JD? You remember what you were going to say, or you remember what you're talking about? All right, what do you think about that, Andy? Anyway, little Sam gets a pass if the whole thing is just to wipe everybody out? Does anybody in our series get a pass, or is it like, nope, kill them all?
I think that it's likely that the Night King wants some people to live, because if I assume they don't have like ice razors, or like, does he shave with dragon glass? Because the picture of the old Night King had a beard it was distinctively, he had a beard. So there's probably other Night Kings that have existed. So maybe they do have like a life cycle. We don't know what it is, and they just have to pass on that crown. So you would think that he would want someone to exist so that he could keep making new ones. So I don't think he wants everybody dead like Bran thinks he does.
So you're still on the bandwagon that the Night King's actually not so bad a guy, he's just misunderstood?
Yeah, 'cause we already have someone that's just a terrible dude, that for no reason, like, is just a bad guy. Euron is the bad guy that is a black character, and that George R. R. Martin, I don't think is going to write it like that. Like, that we have another just totally black character. Everybody's gray.
George R. R. Martin is not going to write it like that. But this isn't George R. R. Martin writing this. This is Dan and Dave. If you go back to when the Night's King first showed up on screen, and they did an interview with George Martin about that, and he goes, the original Night's King is luckily as alive as Lan the Clever, meaning he's probably dead. So the other thing he said is, this isn't my show. If Dan and Dave wanted to bring aliens into the freaking world, they can bring aliens to the world. So yes, in the books, the Night's King's crown is probably traded down generation to generation. In the show, the Night's King is the Night's King. The reason you had one Night's King with a beard and one without a beard is because you had two different actors. That's why. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the cave, the drawings. So that's not an actor. That's just a drawing on the wall.
Yeah. So they drew a beard on him. I mean,
back. So yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I mean he can go either way with it, but I mean that stands for what Andy was saying. I mean, if the Night King back in the day, drawn on the wall, had a beard, I mean, now was that a different Night King, or did he just shave after a couple thousand years?
I just
hipster.
The way the show has showed this whole situation, it's one Night's King. There's not another one.
Hipster Night's King. I like
there's
it.
There's not another Night's King. There's only one.
I think there is. Oh boy, that's tough. I think there's been. I don't know if it's the same one recycling every thousands of years, every couple thousand years, the same guy's coming to do it, or if he does kind of switch it. I mean, I don't know. The fact that he's a Night's King, kings don't tend to last forever. They get taken over by other kings, whether it's by their own blood or heir or whatever. So I don't know. I think that kind of bodes more to where there have been multiple Night Kings. But the Imagination Realm says that Baby Sam has a 79% chance of survival, second highest on Pool of Dragons. I like it. I don't know what Pool of Dragons is, but I like it. Let Baby Sam live. He hasn't even grown yet. Give the little poor fucker a chance. Jesus. What BBM, will the people in the crypts make it, or are they just sitting ducks and all dead?
I wish they can make it, but at the same time, it would make a great TV if they actually, the whites made it into the crypts, killed everyone, and that's what excuse me. That's what Arya saw. Like, the whites coming in, killing people in the crypts, and that's what's like chasing after her, is those people that have been turned into whites. But I don't know, because even then, Sansa would have been dead, and I highly doubt they would actually kill off Sansa, honestly.
You think Sansa's going to be hiding down in those crypts? Snaffy, you think Sansa's going to be hiding down there? And if the people do die down there, I mean, wouldn't that be just dark irony? Because Tyrion wanted to be out fighting, but Dany made him go down to the crypts so he'd survive, and then basically everybody in the crypts dies. So basically Dany ends up sentencing him to his own death.
I don't know if Sansa's going to hide down there. I mean, can she really? You got little Lyanna Mormont going out there. So maybe with her, I mean, they built her up as the smartest person in the Seven Kingdoms, the entire world even, because, I mean, Arya's been over to Bravos and stuff. So she's met a lot of smart people, I'm assuming, and Sansa's the smartest person she's ever met. So she's got to be up there to see what's going on. You know, maybe she learns from Ramsay, and like we were saying, how are you going to deal with people turning? Does she just like sit there with a flaming trebuchet and wait until one part of the battlefield is totally taken over and then just launch a bunch of fire over there and kill those people? Or does she get them all in one place and start killing them? I mean, she's got to have some tactics going on if she's the smartest person, or if she's as smart as we are led to believe. And then I don't think all the people in the crypts are going to die. I feel like the crypts are a safer place because of some sort of magic. Especially since Bran's not going down there, right? Like
that definitely helps.
They said no, I can't go down, or like he's not going down there. So I thought when they said that, like, oh shit, he's gonna go down there, and he's like, nope, I gotta go in the Godswood. And I was like, okay, so they're still leaving room for like some magic protecting the crypts. So I think it's going to be fairly safe down there.
I think there was, I mean, more. It's going to be more of a thing in the books than in the show, obviously. But I think there was magic guarding the crypts, but it had something to do with those gargoyles on the first tower, and the fact that all those have smashed and fallen, I think, is going to be what allows the Night King to enter, get down there, or whatever it is. But yeah, I don't know. Do you think there's any way, BBM? Do you think there's any way Dany is on her dragon and sees that it's a lost cause and they're not going to win, and just bounces out on Dragon and is like, I'm not going to die later, and just leaves everybody? Is there any way that happens?
I highly doubt she would do that, because at this point she has to like win the people, and as we were saying earlier, they've been putting Dany in situations that make us like dislike her until like a moment like this, with this damn like battle about to happen. She's either gonna make some decisions, do certain things that's gonna probably like win certain people over. So hopefully after like hearing the whole thing with John, she doesn't like get on a freaking Drogon and like get out, or even like sees like there's a lost cause and just not help anyone. So she better help out. This is pretty much her time to prove herself.
What's up, Dragon? I mean, she's already talked to Sansa, and Sansa's like, what about the North? She's not ready to secede anything. And John's trying to say that he's actually a better claim to the Iron Throne than she is. Do you think there's any way she just says, screw it, you guys can fight your own battle, and just bounces once it becomes kind of a lost cause?
No, she wants to be a queen. She wants to rule. You can't rule without people, and you can't rule with the Night's King being a freaking problem. So, nah, she stays and fights. She'll see it out to the end. Now, will she stay when the battle's over? Don't know. But she will fight the battle. She'll finish this fight. Or at least till she dies.
Well, I myself think that we have to lose Winterfell. I don't know necessarily that it's going to burn again and be burnt, unless, you know, a lot of people are saying, you know, people are just going to they're going to burn their own castle down just to burn the whites that are in it to get away from it. But I don't think that happens. But I think we have to lose Winterfell, which means most of them are going to die. Yeah, I don't know. I think they got to go. The people in the vault, they're kind of like fish in a barrel.
Well, they set up the loss of Winterfell with Yara going back to the Iron Islands for a place for Dany to retreat to.
And that's where I was going for snafu. It's like, when they do, that's what I was saying, is they are going to lose Winterfell. So do you think that's going to play a role? Is that what happens? Do you think Jon and Dany, or at least Dany, bounces back to the Iron Islands?
Yeah, you have Theon there to let him know that she is there. It was already set up in season 2, 3 that there's secret ways out, like through the crypts or the little tunnels. So it's all set up for Winterfell to fall, but certain people to make it out safely, and they have a safe place to go, where we know that they can't swim. Right? We assume they can't swim,
When we saw them in the water, we don't know if they can swim, but they don't drown. Dead things in the water, that's in the book and the show.
Yeah, but how here's the question. They went out on a little pond with a rock in it. Some of them fell through. They didn't bust out on the other side. The Night King didn't freeze he didn't freeze the water, and they just had to wait for it to freeze back up. Which that whole scene causes a lot of stuff into question. Is it a hive mind, right? Like, why would one White Walker be able to make decisions on its own? Why doesn't Night King send them?
Or maybe that was the Night King looking at his guys on the front line, and all of a sudden he noticed. So he sent, a couple of guinea pigs out, and it worked. So he sent everybody. The imagination realm. What's that?
Bad writing 101.
The imagination realm says, could they split up? Some go to the Vale and some to Dragonstone. When do we see Robb and Aaron again, fandom?
For starters, they should not split up. They should learn the lesson with Tyrion when he told the armies, "Oh yeah, go guys, split up." So if anything, I forgot who I heard this from, but it kind of makes sense where either they go to the Vale and then they have to hear back from Yara that she took the Iron Islands, because even though Theon told them, "Oh, she's gonna go and try went back to Iron Islands," if they literally go there without knowing she won, it's game over. Yara's pretty much going to be there just waiting for them and just kill them.
Well, she would have
that's if they're still. Exactly. So they have to go somewhere else before going to the Iron Islands at this point.
What's up, Dragon? When do we see Sweet Robin again?
You know what? I'm actually going to ricochet off of Brooks, what he just said there, that they're not going to go to the Iron Islands right away. They might retreat to the Vale and get Sweet Robin and his army. And then when they found out that Yara's taken over the Iron Islands, they might bounce there. But can you really do that? I mean, what do we got? 3 episodes left after this, and you still have the political part of the Game of Thrones. So, I mean, it's an hour-and-a-half episode, so I'm guessing 30 minutes, 45 minutes in, you lose Winterfell, and then you bounce to the Vale at the end of the episode, and then the next episode they're headed to the Iron Islands maybe. Or they just bounce and go to the Iron Islands, but they've got to wrap. They've got to
warm. I mean, does it freeze down in Dorne? Can the Night King even survive down there in the desert?
I don't know, but Dorne's pretty much a dead plot line. They killed off Dorne. Dorne's dead. I mean, they killed it when they killed all the freaking sand snakes, and
so the dead go to the dead, and that's where the dead go. The dead go to Dorne.
They have to wrap this up quick with the Night's King. They have to, if they want to do the political part of it. If they do it in 2 episodes, I'm going to be very disappointed with the political access of this show, because the political part of it's been the biggest part of this whole show. Night's King's been a minor character till the last 2.5 seasons.
Yeah, but they opened up with White Walkers. The whole thing, that's how this thing opened up.
I understand that, but their main focus wasn't on the White Walkers up until season 5.
No, but that's the ultimate Chekhov's gun. They're like, hey, look at these bad guys that are killing people. This is going to be a problem. And then you don't hear about them for 4 seasons.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, they've got to wrap up the political part of it. And if they wrap it up in 2 episodes, it's going to be kind of highly disappointing to me. And it might be a case where Jon and Dany and them disappear, they retreat, whatever, and the Night's King heads to King's Landing, because we did see in the one vision of Dany seeing snow and King's Landing destroyed. So maybe the Night's King goes south to freaking King's Landing and takes it out.
Speaking of King's Landing, Andy, we heard that this next episode is pretty much going to be one long continuous battle. How much King's Landing do we even really get?
Probably not a lot, but the Battle of Bastards was pretty long. It was mostly that battle, but you had a lot of stuff from Marine in that episode. So
yeah, Yara in those leather pants, yeah.
Yeah, so they could do it, but that's why I said you're probably not going to get very much. That's why I said if in our survivor pool, it's a pretty safe bet to pick Cersei. So putting that out there for all the people. Cersei's probably a pretty safe one this next episode, so you get a freebie to the next round.
That would be the greatest thing ever. If the only thing we see is one quick shot to King's Landing, and it's Cersei's got.
Oh
Like,
my
the Golden Company. That's how they just tie up the whole plot. The Golden Company's there. She's talking strategy, and knife in the throat, dead. No more Cersei, gone. Just that.
Okay.
Quick. That would
She's
be
gonna stomp by an elephant.
That would be amazing. What's up, JD? Is there going to be a trick or a switch? Is the Golden Company going to flip on Cersei, and are we going to see some damn elephants?
Elephants? No, because if they're not willing to CGI in fucking dire wolves, why are they going to put the money in for elephants? It ain't going to happen. There's going to be no elephants. Is the Golden Company going to flip around on Cersei? You know what? If the fucking army of the dead goes to King's Landing, yeah, I'd get on my ship and fucking bounce it back. I didn't sign up to fight dead. I signed up to fight living people and take your kingdom back. So I'm out. Peace.
He says, I'm out. Bridge Force says he better flip. Euron killed his boys and laughed about it. And Cersei is cray-cray. What's up, Andy? Is the Golden Company going to flip?
Yeah, I think that was kind of a thing put in there. Like, you got to think about like the Golden Company. Maybe I'm reading too much in it, but like they stick by their word, right? Their word is good as gold or whatever their shit is. So they have some semblance of honor. Like they're honor bound to shit. They say they're gonna do a job, they do that job. Yeah, I feel like that would be a slight to their honor. How could they respect somebody that says you need to come over to do this job and then like cheats at poker and cheats at gambling and then kills people for calling them out on cheating or however it is, and then laughs it off later? I don't think that's fits their style.
On the flip side, they are sellswords and he's a pirate, so it's not like it's crazy unheard of. It's like he said it like he was irritated but wasn't surprised about it.
Yeah, but I mean, you can be an honorable sellsword, right? Like if your group is based on a code, then you know.
I think Braun said it best. No, I'd question how much. That's a sellsword through and through. Period. How much?
This is a sellsword group. Like I think it's a bit different. Like they have a code.
They do. Some contracts are written in money, and some contracts are written, for something more. So,
it's like Omar Little said, just gotta have a code.
It just depends how deep into the books they go, because they kind of sprung this whole Golden Company on. Littlefinger said it like 2 lines about him in the freaking first season, and I don't think we've heard much more about him after that. Maybe like one word from, when Danny was over there looking for sellswords to fight for, and they were fighting somebody else, but I think that's the only time we even heard about the Golden Company. Now all of a sudden this is Cersei's main army. What happens, BBM, what happens if they do flip? What does Cersei do?
And finally, I get to talk. For starters, fuck you, DJ. Fuck you, JD. Stop killing Cersei. 3rd episode in. Now, I kind of semi-agree with JD because if the army that come to King's Landing and they see that, they're like, wait a minute. I don't think they cannot even kill them, so they might just actually just turn coat and just run. Because even if they even try, like Cersei doesn't have enough money to even pay them. It's just sure lose thing. But yeah, I still think that they may end up turning around, or if possibly, no, because they really don't have anything to even stop them. But even then, when you think about it, if they even actually do like end up like defeating Night King and like one dragon survives, there's like nothing they pretty much can do at this point.
Well, the one thing is that Cersei does have plenty of money. She paid off her the crown's entire debt off in one lump sum. And they were irritated. They're like, oh my God, they're going to be bummed about that. And then she's like, I have more wars to come. And he instantly cozied up like, well, let me know what the Iron Bank can do for you. They were ready to full on give her all the money she ever asked for after paying that off with all Highgarden's gold. And she's out here paying Braun, wagons full of gold to go kill her brothers. So Cersei's back to rolling. She's got it.
Isn't that like a reflection? I think that's like they're drawing a parallel there to people in real life. She's like somebody that just got their tax returns and they're like, oh wait, I I have good credit. I paid off all my credit. Let me now get more credit, and I'm gonna build that up. And it's just like more to her bad decisions. I think, I don't know. Golden Company, that's probably the best self-storage you're gonna get, but still bad decisions. Pulling out more debt immediately after you paid off the previous debt. I don't know.
Feel it. What's up, Dragon? What's up with the Jenny Coldstone song? What kind of meaning? Is that going to have some meaning by the end of the season, or is that just Pod showing us his lovely pipes? What's going on with the Jenny Coldstone?
Well, one, that's why he never had to pay the whores after he had sex. He sang him a song. Bards never have to pay.
There you go. There you go. I like that. I like that. Sing him a song. I like it.
Oh, man. Cold Stones. That's a sad, sad story. And I think it's a foreshadowing for the next episode to be a sad, sad story. I think we see a lot of people that people care about go and die. A lot.
Oh, I'm with you.
I think that's the whole reason they put that song at the end of the episode was he better be fucking prepared. This was a build up. Next episode's gonna suck.
Oh. Well, does Sansa end up living through this? And if so, who does she end up with in the end?
If Sansa ends up living through this, she'll either one, not end up with anybody, or two, as weird as it is and as fucked up as it sounds, the way she was looking at Theon at the end of that episode was creepy as hell. She might end up being a freaking Greyjoy.
Holy shnikes. What do you think about that, fandom?
Yeah, I do. Like when near the end of the episode, you see Sansa giving like Theon the eyes. It's like was like Sansa like talking to Miss Sunday. It's like, yo, even though you may not have a penis or anything, he has a tongue. Because Grey Word showed me something the other night. But I don't know, because I do remember hearing someone say like even if they could like marry, or if like Sansa marries anyone, like would she like make? Is it like possible? Like could she make someone like just take the Stark name so she can actually still be known as Sansa Stark? Has like that ever been like no? Like the history?
Is there any...
It's weird. Like some people stick with their last name in the story and stuff. Like they still get called by their last name whether they're married or not, and then others aren't. Like Catelyn was Catelyn Stark, but like other people, I think for the whole time Marjorie was there, she was still called Marjorie Tyrell. She was never Marjorie Baratheon. So like certain people stick with their names. And Cersei was always Cersei Lannister, right? They didn't call her Cersei Baratheon.
True.
So it's a little inconsistent. But.
That is very true. That is very true. What do you think, Andy? Does Sansa live through this? And if so, who she end up with?
I think Sansa lives. I think she's the end game character because of how they're building her up. And if she ends up with somebody, she gets Arya sloppy seconds, and she's gonna go with Gendry.
So, man, what do you think about that, JD? Is there any way that Sansa and Gendry hook up?
No, I don't think Gendry ends up with Sansa. As funny as it would be, don't get me wrong, as funny as it would be. No, I believe if Arya does survive this whole situation, she's gonna, and so does Gendry. I think those two end up together. I've shipped them since book one.
There you go.
Season one. I've been like, those two are gonna eventually get together. So
I'll tell you what, my double meanings videos are like just rolling out. Like that whole thing is coming true. Like almost everything. I was like, damn, every double meaning I put out in the first season almost, like, and all the ones through. There haven't been too many that have missed. Like they are spot on. I was like, damn, we saw it coming.
There was when you watch this season and the way things have been unfolding, there's a lot of shit that happened in season one that I thought about is coming completely true.
Really? What's up, BBM? When the White Walkers do hit King's Landing, is it just going to be wildfire, or I mean, is there going to be some cool new contraption that Qyburn came up with?
Unless Qyburn has been like sneaking out some dragon glass, it's pretty much just going to be wildfire. that they're going to be trying to use against, the whites. But again, if freaking Icy Viserion is still around, it's still going to be up in a blaze.
Well, we saw in the beginning thing that they have that like iron dragon and scorpion. It kind of looks like a callback to that. Is there any way that they have like a whole fleet of scorpions up on the wall, and then when the ice or the Night Kings come, they just light Viserion up with like 100 arrows, and one of them's bound to hit him? Or is there any way anything like that goes
He's
down?
dead at this point. Even like how they even do Icy Viserion, they literally have like holes in his damn wings. So it's like, what the hell there? But like, unless it's a freaking dragon glass, unless they like tear down freaking the Iron Throne, it's like maybe something there, but really nothing.
Or
Really
maybe
do.
it's not Viserion they shoot. Maybe it's the actual Night King that they're aiming for with those things. I mean, we got Braun was good enough to take out the first dragon in 1,000 years. Maybe he's good enough to take out a Night King on a dragon. Anyway, that goes
get
down.
back up. Unless if it actually kills him with just one of this stuff, like, oh my gosh, it'd just be this. I don't want to say bad writing, but it could be like.
Oh, I think it'd be awesome.
Really.
I think it would be awesome. What's up, Andy? Is there any way in hell that the Hound makes it through this next episode? We know he's a tough fucker and he's hard to kill. Is there any way he makes it through this?
There's a way, but it's pretty unlikely. I still believe Barrick's gonna die before he's my pick for like first non-main character to die. So I mean, none of them have died yet, so we gotta still stick with our first person. It's kind of a bummer, but so I gotta stick with it. But I think they're kind of setting up. He got his reunion. I mean, maybe he ends up with Sansa, but that's what I want. But it is what it is. I don't think he survives. But if we're saying can he possibly survive, yeah, I think he can possibly survive, and it would be beneficial later on.
Only because that line, because I'm alive, because I'm a tough fucker and I'm hard to kill. The way he broke that down to the brother, it's like, man, he might just make it, but I don't know. I feel like the Hound rests in peace this next episode. I think he's going down.
What was his purpose?
What's that?
If you give people, like, let's say people have purposes, right? Like Barrick has a purpose. He went with the Lord of Light. What was the purpose of him surviving?
To be reborn and understand and actually be able to enjoy life. He's absolutely despised life as long as he can know. He's hated every second of his life. So if he could actually find peace and find happiness and just live his life, I think that would be a redemption arc or something worthy.
But what's the point of bringing them back? Like, as far as like his importance to the story, why bring him back?
I don't think he's going to die and get brought back. I don't think Eric's going to bring him back. What's that?
Like die and get brought back, but he was brought back.
Right, from the brother, yeah.
Storytelling wise, for what reason was he brought back? If only
to die. He can be brought back to
somebody.
Actually, yeah, exactly.
He was brought back to save somebody in this battle, I think.
Okay, there you go. Then, yeah, he can die saving somebody. Maybe he gets Barrick's kiss, and then technically I win. If the Hound dies but gets brought back and Barrick gives him the kiss and then Barrick dies, I win. That's what. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think it has to be something, right? He has to have some importance. Sorry for the rambling.
I think the Hound's purpose, I think he's going to be the one that saves Arya. But that's exactly how that goes down. I think that's how he dies.
You think the Hound goes down saving Arya?
Yep. The other one I think that people love is going to die in this episode is Tormund. I think Tormund bites the dust in this episode too.
Oh, Tormund's down. And I'm going to tell you right now, I jumped harder when Tormund came out of nowhere and tackled Jon than I ever did when little Ned Umber started screaming. Like, Tormund, he was just, Jon was all up like, Ed, ready to go give his boy some daps, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, just, hi-ya, dude. That got me. That got me. I was like, Tormund, you sick bastard. My man going
on the Hound, saving someone. I would rather him save Sansa, because of all the reunions, we haven't seen the Hound talk to Sansa yet, and they do have like their moments, especially back in like season 2 with King's Landing. So I think it would be like good if the Hound does end up dying this episode, let him like go out by saving Sansa.
Well, I think that's
That'd be
why a
good
lot of people would say that he can't die because everybody's just balls deep that there's gonna for sure be a Clegane Bowl. So
That too.
I
If
mean,
not,
if that's the case.
get ready for the video of me getting my Hound Funko Pop, the Mountain Funko Pop, and they're fighting. If we do not get that,
Yeah,
it's going down.
you think like if he does die, he passes that torch to like Arya. If Arya is there and like the Hound dies and he says something to her like, "You need to finish your list because you need to kill my brother," or there's some shit like that. That would be a nice moment at the end, like him dying in that way. But then you don't get Clegane Bowl. But if he passed his torch, you get something close enough.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think there's going to be a Clegane Bowl. I do think he's going to live through this. I think he's going to make it down to King's Landing to face his brother again. And like I've been saying this whole time, I think it's going to come down to basically Cersei's going to be lighting up King's Landing with wildfire everywhere, and the Hound is going to see the mountain, and he's basically going to grab the mountain and hold him down and hold him in wherever the wildfire is, and they're both going to get consumed by the fire. And that's going to be kind of the Hound's redemption on getting his brother back and taking him out all at the same time. But yeah, I think the Hound's going to grab the mountain and hold him down while wildfire consumes them both. I've been saying that for months. I think that's how they both go out. So what's up? Are we 3 for 3? We got Hound's going to die. Hound's going to die. JD, you say Hound's going to die this next episode? Absolutely. So I'm the only one who thinks he doesn't make it, or he's absolutely going to make it.
oh, I think he's gonna make it. I think he's still gonna make it.
You're with me? You
If
think
he
he's
ends
going to make it through?
Yeah, but if he ends up dying, you should better be saving Sansa. But I think he's gonna make it just because of Clegane Bowl.
Yeah. The Clegane Bowl kind of, I mean, he's got to face his brother. He went up and put it right in his face. He's like, you know what's coming for you. Now, I don't know if he was saying that like everybody else thinks that means he's coming for him, or if he's heard some shit in the fire and he knows some like death is coming from him because that's not really his brother anymore.
I'm just gonna stick with the other side because now both of you are over there. I'm gonna say like he dies, just because.
Well, my man Tormund keeping it real. He says we're all gonna die. At least we'll all die together. Was that some huge foreshadowing that they're all going down in the same flames? Everybody in that room, even maybe?
Yeah, well, I mean, they were. Everybody's kind of been saying that the whole episode, right? They're like, we're gonna die. They don't believe they can win. Everybody at least has some idea of what it really is. They're like, yeah, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, if we die with honor. Yeah, I mean that's been said a lot. I mean that wasn't nothing new, but are they all going to die this? No, there's going to be a lot that live, but there's going to be a lot of hearts crushed on Sunday night. I'm going to laugh.
You know what would be messed up if and when we get the whole like Tyrion and them and you making that toast like, oh, we all survived everything, and only people who actually survive are just those people sitting in that room. And like John, Danny, all of them died, but it's like Tyrion, Jamie, Brienne, Pod, and Davos.
Oh, that ain't
and Tormund.
Nah,
Oh, no.
Jamie's gonna die.
The B squad is out. They are going down. I promise you that.
Yeah.
We got Jenny Coldstone saying you have to watch the way the scenes are laid out. It's a scene with him talking to Beric where Beric says you still have good left to do, and then it cuts to Arya. So I guess she's saying that the Hound is going to be saving Arya in this next episode, which could be, but I don't think so. I think the Hound has to make it. He's a tough fucker and he's hard to kill, just like you said. I think it's going down just like that. After that Grey Worm Missandei speech, they're both going to die. But I mean, let's be real. Who's not shocked that they're still alive at this point anyway? I mean, most people thought Grey Worm and Missandei were already going to be dead. Is there any way that either one of them lived through next episode, fandom?
I thought that Grey Worm was going to die previous season when he was going to, what was it, Castle Rock? But then he's like, oh, he's still alive. So I'm guessing it's going to be within this next episode. I wouldn't be surprised if either Grey Worm or Barrick's going to be like the first of the two that may end up dying, because I still think Barrick's going to die next episode. So if anything, it would just be Grey Worm. Because the way he says, oh, when you promise someone, oh, after this war is finished, I'm gonna take you somewhere. No, you're not. It's pretty much go where you're gonna die, and you're not gonna take X, Y, and Z to the place that you promised.
Writing on the wall. What's up, JD? Would you let little Lyanna Mormont fight in this war, or would you send her ass down to the crypts?
I agreed with Jorah. I was like, that little chick needs to get down in the freaking down into the crypts and continue her rule and be able to rule Bear Island. I was all for it, but I understand where she's coming from. Of if everybody's gonna get wiped out, I might as well die fighting for my people. So I mean, it's kind of a 50-50 toss. But I agree with Jorah. Her ass should have went to the caves, but she ain't gonna make it out of this next episode. I think she's one of those ones.
Shut your mouth! Quit talking about my little she bear going down. That's my girl. What's up, Andy? Anyway, what do you do in that situation? Do you let the little she bear fight, or do you put her down in the crypts?
I would probably let her fight just because she's a Mormon. Like, the women are warriors. Like, they have women warriors. So, like I said, if she can kill, let's say, 2 White Walkers, or 2 whites before she dies, and then you don't let her kill any of your men, then it's a net positive, right? But if you think she's not good enough to kill more than 1 before she dies, then that's not someone worth having on the battlefield. And so I say she's probably a net positive. She probably can get a couple of them before she dies. And then if she turns the other side, she's little, so she's probably pretty easy to take out. Like, if you're the next person, like, you could probably take her out. So,
that's such a dark way to look at it. That's so sick.
I mean, you got to look at it strategically. I mean, we know John's not doing that. We've seen his battle commanding, so whoever's commanding them better look at it strategically. Like,
yeah. Fandom, we got Bridge 4 saying that Missandei's setting up our man Grey Worm to die with the butterfly fever. What's up with that action? Oh, wait, you haven't read the books.
No, I have not. About to say that was butterfly fever.
Oh, she comes from Noth, and that's like their protection. They're not how she said they're not a violent people or whatever. They don't know how to protect themselves. But how they do protect themselves in the book, spoiler alert, is basically the butterflies contain viruses, and when people who aren't from there try to come there and stay, the butterflies get them, basically give them a virus, and it ends up killing them. So foreigners cannot stay there very long. So basically, if she's bringing in Grey Worm and all the Unsullied there for a place to protect them, unless they have some kind of spell to be able to keep the butterflies away. But I think that's funny. Before I had to break that one down, I think that's funny.
In the words of Brand, they never tried that on the White Walkers, so how do we know? How do we know?
Well, because lots of foreigners have gone there and died because of that. That's awesome. But yeah, the fact that they're still here, there's no way either one of them are living. They're both gone. I don't think either one of them make it. But
Missandei makes it through this episode, though.
What's up?
Missandei makes it through this episode. I would bet that.
Oh man, I don't know. I think they might both go down. That kiss and that music, that sounded like death. That sounded like a death warrant to me. Speaking of it, I mean, it took me a minute to look down, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's Ghost!" Like, how long did it take you, JD, before you saw like, "Oh my God, Ghost is on the screen"?
As soon as it panned into it.
Oh, he's like,
I noticed it. Did you have a all black background and a white fucking dog standing there? It was kind of obvious. I was like, oh, look, Ghost. Oh, shit, it's Ghost.
I was listening to all the banner and ball busting going on. That was pretty good.
I look at a lot of things. Like, I look at a lot of the off stuff that's going on in the scene. But, yeah, I seen Ghost, and I'm like, oh, cool, go. No, it's Ghost. Not good. Not good at all. Like, my first thought is every direwolf that's been on screen has died, and damn it, Ghost is gonna die.
Oh, that's disgusting. What's up? We got Peter Griffin just hit the chat. Welcome. What's up, fandom? Is that true? Is Ghost gonna die?
This is a repeat question. I thought I sworn I said earlier. Yeah, Ghost is dead. And where's the JD?
God,
I didn't quickly
turn it around.
I didn't quickly see it. I think it was like after Sam said, like, "Oh, did you tell Danny yet?" And at the moment I said, "Wait a second, there's damn Ghost." They did it like so subtle. Like no one even acknowledged Ghost was even there. To the point of this, like, was that even Apollo Snow or what?
Exactly.
And it turned out to be Ghost.
I mean, they snuck him right in, like literally, like because that's something we've all been waiting to see. Like, where the hell is Ghost? And then it's like, I can't believe it literally took me that long. What's up, Andy? Did you just notice it right away, or did it kind of jump in on you?
Oh, I noticed it right away. I was like, yes, finally, Ghost just stands there like, but whatever, I don't care. It was good enough for me for a little bit. I was like, it better do something later. Like, I don't even care. If Ghost dies, at least give me some closure. I need some damn closure here. So at least it's justified why it's not there. This wolf that's followed him around and protected everybody all of a sudden doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna need some reasons why, like, he's gone. So kill him off or have him in every scene.
Feel it. Oh, speaking of some B characters getting some golden lines, how great was freaking Dolores Ed this freaking episode, JD? My man was killing it.
His banter with fucking Sam, the lover of women, the slayer of freaking thins and white. I lost it. I started laughing. He goes, and we're fucked.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, Ed had all the one-liners this episode. I was loving me some Ed this episode.
Between him and freaking Tormund, I was rolling. Those two guys had me rolling the whole time they were on screen.
Oh,
I loved it. And the one thing I love about the actor that plays Dolores Ed is he has that very dry, kind of sense of humor like Dolores Ed does it in the books, and it was just perfect. And I started laughing when he fucking lover of women and slayer of whites and
he had
things,
a couple
I
things,
lost it.
dude. Every time he
yeah.
opened his mouth, it was just gold. I was like, they are
Yeah.
giving all the lines to my man Ed. That was so
it was
sweet.
good.
Oh, that was amazing. Fandom was when Brienne and Pod came, like when Brienne came strolling in there when Jamie and Tyrion were talking, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt." Did she go in there by accident, or was she looking for some lion love?
It was by accident. I don't think she was planning on sleeping with Jamie at this point.
What? Okay. So what's up, Snafu? Did Tormund come in there and cock block, or was nothing ever happening with the Jamie and Brienne situation?
Oh, if you leave it alone, it goes somewhere. I think it's going somewhere. If no interference, it eventually gets there. I mean, if Arya can just pop out of nowhere and do it, right? Then Jamie, the lover of women, all the women want Jamie. So I mean, he could get her. I think. I don't know. I think it would have happened. It would have went down.
I think so too. Was I the only one that felt hella uncomfortable when Arya started stripping? Come on, BBM, tell me the truth. Well, I mean, what was going on? Like, Arya took off her shirt, and I just felt some kind of way. I was like, this just don't seem right. I still see little Arya.
Didn't seem. Okay. So when it was happening, I was like, okay, why in the world is she just questioning Gendry's body count? And then you pretty much see her take off her gloves. I'm like, wait, are they actually gonna have sex here? And they pretty much did. It felt a little awkward, but it's like, you know what, Macy Williams, do your fucking thing. At least she's freaking like, legal. So it's like I don't feel completely grossed out. So what happens.
What about you? What about you, Dragon? You got a daughter. Were you feeling some kind of way? Was that weird at all?
No, she's 22 in real life. In the show, she's 18. And you know what? OTDA said it perfectly. Why can't she be close with someone? Why does she have to be the one without somebody in her life?
Oh, because she's a little assassin, narcissist, psychopath.
Nah, she deserves happiness. They all do. And the best part is the part that got me rolling, that had me laughing my ass off, is I follow her on Twitter, and she popped off. She goes, if you feel uncomfortable, my parents, my grandparents, my brothers, my sister, and my friends were watching that.
Oh, yeah. You get to go say hi to all of them next Easter. It's like, what? Oh, that is just crazy. What's up, Andy? Did you like that? I like how she had to go get drunk with the hound first. Like, okay, I'm about to give it up. Let me do this real quick.
I mean, I didn't feel uncomfortable about it, but my wife did. She actually said something about it. She's like, I feel weird. Like, it's just weird. Like,
it is.
Like, why? She's like a grown person. I didn't feel weird. Whatever. Like, I thought it was weird because it looked like CGI. They CGI'd like a nipple out because they showed too much side boob at one point. I don't know. It seemed like that happened from my perspective because you know where I'm watching. But the best part of that whole thing, that whole scenario, was at the end when she's just staring off into space. I'm like, man, this show is so realistic. Like disappointing first time. And I'm like, I'm wondering if she's just thinking about, damn, I picked Gendry and Podrick sitting up there. Like, I should listen to the stories.
She was looking for some Pod the Rod love at Winterfell? Oh, Jesus. That line when he said, at least we all die with honor. I was like, oh, okay, here comes some cheesy. If we were going to have to take one line out, there was some cheesy shit. That whole, what'd you think, BBN, when Brienne got knighted? I loved that it happened and how it happened and who did it, but they just, I don't know. It was a little cheesy there at the end and they're all clapping. And I don't know. What'd you think about that scene, Phantom?
It was fantastic. Like, when Game of Thrones is all said and done, by default, that scene alone is going to be my top 10 moments of the entire damn series. Like, wow, that pretty much made it to the point that, hell, that's what got the freaking name of the damn episode, you know, the Night of the Seven Kingdoms right then and there. Like, I loved it. You know, even just how they're just, you know, clapping Tormund. It's like pretty much like the supportive boyfriend. He just can't, I just, oh my gosh, I just loved it. Hands down, favorite part of the damn episode. And of course, it had to be, you know, Jamie, who has his sword as part of ice, to be, you know, knighting her. And she's pretty much tasked to take care of the Stark kids. It was excellent.
You agree with all that, Snafu?
Yeah, I mean, it was all right. I'm down with it. I'm glad she got to be knighted, and she's kind of reserved. And we've talked about before how she idolizes knights, and you know she lied to herself and everybody else when she's like, oh, I didn't care about being a knight. Yeah, they made it a little cheesy, but that's nothing compared to like there's one or two really cheesy things, but the rest, like this episode, was more like classic Game of Thrones where it's just like small conversations, which the whole show is really, someone said it at some point, that the show is just based on individual conversations and how they intertwine. That was like the whole story is just these little conversations. And this show felt like that. So that was good. So I'm okay with a couple cheesy things in there every once in a while, just to, you know, make you feel good or make you dread what's going to happen to this person now. So, you know, I'm okay with that. Even Tormund, they've had a lot of Tormund humor in there.
Oh, dude, Tormund would have knighted her 10 times. Would have knighted her 10 times a night. Dude, when he sat down there and started telling giant stories and pounding the milk and just dribbling it all down and shit and like making everybody all hella uncomfortable. That was so great. JD, I mean, come on, were you just dying when he was just pouring right there? He was going full Tormund on him. Oh. Was that the
Is it
only
me?
Oh, I said JD, but I was just wondering like what he thought about that. Like I thought that was one of the best scenes in Tormund.
Sorry, man, I kind of zoned out there for a second. Yeah, the whole giant story and him guzzling that horn, I fucking lost it. I was rolling. And the look between Brienne and Jamie, like,
I mean, how uncomfortable was that threesome right there?
It was funny. I was laughing. I mean, the whole time I was freaking laughing. I thought it was the funny. When he walked in the room and walked up to her, he goes, we could only have one night left together. And she's like, well, I'm glad you're here with us. You know, like,
oh, I was loving it.
I was rolling. It was Tormund. He was the comic relief him and Ed were the comic relief of this whole episode, and they played it freaking perfectly.
He was at his finest.
I was seriously waiting for the bear story where he fucked the bear. I was waiting for that story.
So was I.
But we got the Giant Spain story instead. But even the Giant Spain story was funny because he's like, I suckered on her teeth for 3 months because she thought I was her kid. Like, you know, and it was the best shit ever.
That's great. What's up, fandom? Do you think Sam said giving away Heartsbane was the right thing to do? Do you agree with that?
Goddamn right. Like, what the hell is Sam gonna do with damn Heartsbane? And like someone made a point, I forgot like what stream. I think it was like Old Nam stream that I heard this from, where it was perfect to give it to him because like who like when it comes to like Banes, like Danny is like Jorah's Bane, so it kind of is like, yeah, it actually was perfect for them to have it.
Snafu, do you think he said, I'll see you after the war or see you when it's over? Do you think if they both live through this, that Jorah gives that sword back, or is that Jorah's sword forever now?
I think Jorah keeps it. And their family actually gets an ancestral sword and not some fake one.
Oh, gonna live and die with that Blackfire is Longclaw. I'm telling you. That is great. Jorah, Danny Bane. OTD's with you. Sam didn't give it away. Jorah's just wielding it in battle. That's what I think, Bubba. I think he's just holding it for him. I don't think he gave it to him. I think that's why he said, I'll see you when it's over. But, I don't know. They kind of left that one a little bit ambiguous. We don't know which way they're going. I'd say Arya or Sandor gets the first White Walker kill. There you go. BBM. Who's going to get the first White Walker kill in the show?
I would probably say either who's in the front line. I think it's still like Brienne was in the front line, so maybe she's gonna be the one who has like the first like White Walker kill, if anything. That's my guess.
I'm going with Grey Worm gets the first White Walker kill. My man G Dub gets the first one. How about you, JD? Who gets the first White Walker kill?
Who gets the first White Walker kill? Front lines, we got Jaime, Brienne, Northerners. Then you got the Unsullied with Grey Worm, the Dothraki. That could be rough. Who's going to get the first kill? I'm actually think it's going to be funny. I think Jaime gets off of a rebound from Brienne. I think he kills the first one.
There you go. I would think even before that, I think Podrick, he has to save somebody. I think he ends up, it might just be something, they might scale it down and it might be Brienne that he ends up saving. But nope, I'm sticking with G-Dub. What about you, Andy? Who gets the first White Walker kill?
I'm going to go with, I want to go with
number 5?
Yeah, I was going to say just like some random person who's maybe slinging arrows, just catch one off guard. But, I like maybe the Hound. Let's go with the Hound so that he can die. So he gets a kill. But the thing is like, I'm trying to think of who would have like a good wet. Well, I guess everybody has dragon breath. Never mind. Ignore me. Like, we're all good. I'm going with the Hound.
You're going with the Hound?
Yeah.
Oh. I love how Arya saved herself from the Bael the Bard story, so we don't have to worry about the Night King being Bael the Bard going to pluck Winterfell's most rarest flower and precious flower, because that would have been sad. But Jaime knighting Brienne, the clapping killed it for me. I said, Jaime said, we should get some rest. Tyrion says, let's stay up a little longer. Davos says we're out of wine. And then Pod slurps his glass to let him know he still has plenty and ready to kick it. I thought that was pretty tight. When Tyrion asked somebody to sing a song, was there any doubt in your mind? I thought for 2 seconds it might be Tormund, but I'm like, it has to be Pod. Like, BBM, did you have any doubt in your mind who was going to start singing right there?
Nope, not a clue. Anyone at this point. Everyone's like, nope, I can't sing. So at this point, I'm like, who the hell is going to sing? At one point, I thought Tyrion was going to say his damn joke with the honeycomb, whatever. And like, finally, we're going to get it. And then I will truly confirm they may end up dying in episode 3. But nope. And then all of a sudden, Podrick starts singing. I'm like, oh, shoot, this whole time he could sing? Huh, interesting.
That's like JD said. That's how he got the horse. What did you think? How did you think? Did you like that when Brienne tried telling him, JD, only half a glass, and then Tyrion just started pouring that fucker over Phil? Like, I like the little pour back because it's kind of like a little callback to when Podrick was pouring wine for him and spilled it kind of all over. And they said, he's like not the greatest, but he's all right. Like, I love that scene.
When Tyrion's like, wine, and she's like, no. What are you doing? The battle could start at any moment. And he's like, well, yeah, that's why I want it.
I'm ready to get drunk.
And when she's like half a glass, I was like, do you know who's pouring his wine? That sumbitch is going to be overflowing. And the next thing I know, it's freaking overflowing in his hand. So, no, I knew Tyrion was going to do that. That's who Tyrion is.
That was awesome. Oh, Peter Griffin thought that Braun was going to walk in right then.
I thought the horn was going to sound before Brienne became fully knighted, to tell you the truth. I was waiting for the horn to start blasting.
That would have been ruthless. That would have been too much. Bridge Forest says his singing made us see the actor's name badass. I think that little misspelling in there. Tyrion was so smashed, gonna regret that if the Night King enters the crypts from a secret entrance. Do you think the Night King makes an appearance into the crypts, Andy? Does the Night King ever make it down to the Winterfell crypts next episode?
Only if Bran goes down there.
You already said he's not.
Yeah, well, he's not there currently. Like, he could retreat through there. Like, if they do like a retreat and they need to go down there, he could free it up by going down there. So that's the only way. I don't think he can make it down there through like a back entrance or whatever. I think it's protected.
There you go. What about it? Do you think, fandom, do you think the Night King makes it down into the crypts?
I remember hearing this like an old man stream where it's like, aren't there like tunnels underneath the crypts of Winterfell or so? And if so, it's like, would the Night King know about it? And that's what he's actually doing. He's actually in the tunnels, busts out of nowhere in the crypts, are killing people and just like raise them up or something of that magnitude. It's like at any point you just like appear out of nowhere.
That would be a trip. You think you're all safe down there, and then all of a sudden, just out of the tunnel comes a glow? That would be insane. JD, in the next episode, we hear Dany say that the dead are already here. Is she talking about the Night King army or Jon Snow being a new Targ?
Night King's army.
That's what you think about that? Because I kind of felt like she was like being a smart ass about Jon Snow. Like, I don't have any, a family. All my family's dead. And like, oh, all of a sudden I got a family member. The dead's already here. But you think it was just Night King?
It could be, but nah, I mean, I think it's referring to the dead. Because somebody's probably like, the dead's coming. And she's like, really? They're here. Look.
You agree with that, Andy? Is that the dead coming? What's that, JD?
I'm going to say you never know.
Yeah. What's that, Andy?
I mean, to contradict my previous thing that I just said, it could reference like, hey, he already raised the people in the crypt, and like she's telling him that, like he's like, the dead are right outside, they're gonna get in, and she's like, no, they're downstairs right now. Like the crypts are flooded with all the old Starks. So it could be something like that.
Speaking of old Starks, where are Ned Stark's bones right now?
In the show, they're brought back. They're there.
They're already down there with the statue.
Yeah, because I mean, Littlefinger's not really trustworthy, but he says like he brought him back.
And he said, I was just saying because remember Jon said I want him to be buried in the crypts with my brother and father, and yeah. I was thinking like, holy shit, is Rhaegar buried down in the crypts? I like almost thought like that was going to be their little call, and Ned isn't there yet. But you agree with that, BBM? And Ned's already down in the crypts. His bones are already at rest.
Yeah, bones at rest. If only they can just pop out of nowhere and start killing people. Maybe that's what Jason Arya, a familiar face, her father.
Oh, I heard that in the stream somewhere. I love that. What's up? Let's get him up there before we get out of here. Who's going to go on the Deadpool? So how are we doing it, Andy? Who's going to die or who's not going to die?
It's a survivor pool. Has to be a main character. Like, how many main characters are there? Like 6 to 8?
Okay, now what about this? If somebody dies but gets brought back to life with the kiss of life, is that a death or does that?
And they still exist. Like, I don't think that counts. Like, so if someone gets brought back, you can only use them once. So you got to think strategically.
Nice, I like it.
So you got to use them strategically because you can only use that person once.
All right, what's up, chat? You already know we're doing this every Tuesday, so get your answers in there. We're doing the Deadpool, and it's going to be in writing. Who do you think is going to live? You only get to pick him once. You got 4 more episodes. who is going to be. We should almost make it like the top 5. Like it has to be like one of the top 6 characters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I said. John, Danny. I think you gotta have Sansa in there because she's been built up. Arya, Bran, Cersei, Tyrion,
Jamie.
Jamie's Jamie's probably the cutoff point. If they're less important than Jamie, then they don't count.
Jamie gets second billing. What do you mean Jamie less important? He got second billing in the whole damn show. What?
I'm saying like he's at the cutoff, right? Like he's a main.
I would say Brienne is the cutoff.
No, I don't think Brienne counts. She's not. I don't think she counts as the main character. So
but that would give us I guess that gives us 8. So out of the top 8 characters, who is going to live?
Yep. So
you'd almost have to pick 2 an episode and see who's the last man standing, since we have 8 people.
I mean, you could always narrow it down and make it like just more important people.
No, I like those top 8. We got 4 episodes. We got 8 people. All right. You got 8 chances. Who's going to live? Who's going to die? You basically almost got a freebie on every one.
If you're still here, you should probably put it in the comments after the stream, I imagine. Then it's easier to keep track of.
Easier to find.
Yeah.
We'll keep it up. Either way, definitely if you can, come back to the comments if you want to play in the dead pool, see who's going to make it. Who's going to live? God, that could almost be our soul crusher, is having Tyrion die this next episode. That's awesome. So my live is going to be... That Sansa's too easy. I'm going Sansa. Sansa lives. That's mine.
Broke, you got one? Go for it, bud.
I say Tyrion. Tyrion lives.
We got Cersei too.
Nah, Tyrion's too easy. I'd rather go with someone that gets possibly a chance.
I'm gonna go with Arya.
Arya? All right, I'm writing this shit. I'm writing it down.
All right, and the Imagination Realm has Arya as well. And I kind of want. The problem is like you only get them one time, so that's what makes it tough.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm gonna pick Cersei as my first one. I don't think she's gonna die this next episode.
Cersei wasn't even in this.
Yeah, Cersei's the main character.
Oh yeah, Cersei's an easy one, but that'd be awesome. I'm going with Sansa. I'm sticking with Sansa. Andy's going with Cersei. And who all went out with Arya?
Yo, I'm picking Sansa, the very last one. Like that's who I'm picking to survive it all. She's gonna be my very last episode pick.
Who did BBM take?
So I picked Tyrion.
Taking Tyrion. And JD took Arya.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
See anybody else in the chat I need to write in? I got Imagination Realms. Got Arya.
Does Euron count?
Nope.
Yeah. No, he's a secondary.
Not a main character.
Okay, so Elamar has like so many people.
You only can choose one, Elamar.
Yeah. You only get one person.
Yeah, you're gonna use up all your people. So
the Imagination Realm chose Arya.
Yeah, we got that. Jenny picked a bunch too. Yeah, so
you only get one pick per episode out of the top 8 characters.
Do you put DA's choice?
Who's he got?
He has Arya.
I could have said that without even asking you.
Jenny got Cersei.
That's the easy one right there. Jenny Coldstones?
Hey, I play to win. Like, I want to win the game.
I want to win.
No,
I'm a gambler. I got to gamble. Jenny's got Cersei. We got it in there.
We'll give out something. If there's definitely like one winner, I'll send them something good. Like, you want the whole book set? If you haven't read the books, I'll send you the whole book set.
I have a Jon Snow shirt still in. I got a few. Like I said, I still got a few shirts still in like the cellophane and stuff.
Living My Rhapsody finally chose. She chose Arya.
Elamar going with the Arya pick. Remember, you only get to pick him once now, and I'm writing this down. So this is the only time you get to pick her. Which, if Arya lives here, Arya lived through it all. Unless the mountain kills her when she tries to kill the mountain. Peter Griffin picked Bran. Looks like we're gonna get him.
That's a brave one right there. That's kind of a bold pick.
I like it. I don't think Bran's going anywhere. Peter Griffin picked Bran.
I think Bran's got to go before the end of the season, though. I think Tyrion's probably going to die too, but maybe not. Dang it.
Phoenix Rising or just this episode? No. This is a survivor pool to the end. So you have to pick one of the 8 characters, and you have to pick one who's going to survive this episode, and you only get to pick that character one time. So you have 8 characters in 4 episodes. So basically, we're going to be picking 4 characters who's going to survive.
And Bridge 4 picks Danny.
Man, you think we should add the Night King in?
No, nope. Oh,
Yeah, Bridge got
Like,
Danny.
people think that he's gonna die next episode. I'm just like, really? If he dies next episode, he's overhyped.
Bridge 4, we got you for Danny. Anybody else trying to get it? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Only got 4 episodes left. What's up, Bubba Husky? Jamie lives, but Tyrion doesn't. So what's up, Bubba? You're picking Jamie for your liver this week? Your survivor? Going to be Jamie?
I got to bounce, DJ.
All right, buddy. Yeah, we're wrapping it up anyway. Thanks for being here.
Good.
We'll
We'll
definitely
catch y'all
talk to
later.
you.
Peace.
I'm getting these last 2 names on here, and we are.
Is Barry's count?
No, it has to be a main character.
It's got to be one of the top 8, Phoenix. Got to be one of the top 8.
The
Cersei,
cutoff is if they're
John,
less
Danny.
important than Jamie. If they're less important than Jamie, then they're not a main character.
Hey, Nixie just made it right on time. What's up, girl? Good to see you out there. Bubba Husky's going Jamie King. Bubba Husky, and that'll be, I think, unless anybody else has one, that's going to be the last one. Anybody else got a pick that I didn't see out there that I missed?
All right, so we'll go over the 8 again. What was it? John, Danny, Sansa, Arya,
Jamie, Cersei, Tyrion.
Jamie, Cersei, Tyrion. Who else? There was one more.
Is Sam one of them?
No, I think that was it because we
Okay,
did.
that's 7.
You took one of them away. Or wait. So
Oh, yeah,
John.
'cause I think you wanted to add Brienne in there, and I might not.
Yeah, you said no to the Brienne.
Or maybe I
John?
just can't count my finger. Oh, it was Brienne, right?
Yeah, Bran was the other one. Yeah, Bran's the 8th one. I knew there was 8. So yeah, Bran.
Yeah, so
was the-
Phoenix
Yeah,
Rising
Bran.
chose Bran.
Yep, Phoenix, you can pick Bran. You want Bran to be in there? Let me know and I'll put that down. You going with Bran? Who's gonna win it? Let's see. Did they put it down there?
Yep.
Yep, Phoenix picking Bran. There it is. It looks locked up unless there's somebody else right before we bounce out of here. And while we're waiting for that, BBM, thank you for being on with us tonight. Always a pleasure. Let the people know what you got going on for the rest of the week.
So, besides the Game of Thrones reaction video coming out for Sunday, I may have to like upload that Monday, depending. Even then, it's because of the timing and stuff. But besides that, Gotham, the very last episode of the damn series. I can't wait to react to that. Supernatural finale for season 14 is going to be ending Thursday as well. And then like Marvel's Cloak and Dagger. So that's pretty much me throughout the week. And once again, thank you for having me, DJ, talking with you, Andy, DJ, and the people within the live chat. And no, Cersei will not die next episode. She's probably not even going to be in next week's episode.
Yeah, that was definitely the easiest pick for sure. Once again, I want to thank Phantom D.Saint. If you haven't been over there, definitely get over there. If you watch any TV at all, I guarantee he is reviewing a show that you love and endear. So make sure you get over there and watch all his reactions. One of the best, probably the best in the business when it comes to reaction videos. Make sure you get over to my man's channel, give him a sub, and check out his videos. What's up, Andy? You got anything going on for the rest of the week besides healing?
Nope, just healing. I can't commit to anything. I might start streaming video games again. I don't know. I can't commit to anything because if I say I'm going to do it, then it's guaranteed I will not do it. So I can't commit to it. But now that I can sit in my chair and stuff, like I can game more. So yeah, but thanks for having me on. I'm glad we got back to like Game of Thrones, that I could be happy with an episode again that had like real weight to conversations, and glad we got to talk about it, and with a little lighthearted here because of your crazy theories.
That's what we do. Oh, yeah. Well, thanks again for being here. You never know. There might be another one. That's how it's been. It is the season, so there's a great chance that we may pop off another one before the actual next episode gets here. You just never know, so stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell, and you will be the first one informed. I want to thank everybody that made their way out this week and joined us once again down the rabbit hole. You already know if we don't get back on this week, we will definitely be back on next Tuesday talking about it all over again. So until then, I hope everybody has an absolutely fantastic rest of the week. And until we see you next time, game on.